So
Yes.
very good thought. I really like how you expressed yourself. And once again, I want to commend your clarity of thoughts. It is perfect. I mean, I am so happy to see someone. Poonam, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good afternoon. I'm doing exceptionally well and thanks for asking. What about you, ma'am?
I am doing excellent. Thank you so much for asking. It was a great weekend. So Monday morning is definitely relaxed and I am all prepped for the week. What about you? How was your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was also always nice and we expend
Mhm.
time with, Sunday is all about expending time with family. So it
Of
always
course.
yeah, so it was nice.
Okay, wonderful. Very good to hear that. All right. So, Poonam, first of all, thank you so much for reaching out and thank you so much for giving out your time and meeting me for this conversation today. And I'm glad that you reached out to me. So, before we get started with our activities today, why don't you give a quick introduction to all our viewers?
Yeah, I would love to give my introduction, but before that, I just want to thank you because I am not that busy. You are quite busy person, and you gave me your precious time. So from my bottom of my heart, I just want to thank you. And in a quick response you have given me, that is appreciable because people like you who are taking classes and many things you are doing, you have lot of in your plate. So thanks again. And if I
Thank you
talk
so
about
much.
myself, my name is Poonam. Poonam Shukla. I hail from Kanpur, but right now I am connecting you from the Delhi. I am a homemaker and a part-time YouTuber. I take care of the front decks of my home. And if I talk about my qualification, so I have done just masters. And as far as my experience is concerned, I worked as a team leader in a BPO and I worked as an insurance advisor also. And I have a very small family of 3 members, me, my husband, and my daughter. That's it.
Wonderful. That's such a beautiful introduction that you have given and very nicely summed up everything that you have done, very beautifully expressed yourself. So, good job on that, Poonam. So, you said that you have been working in a BPO as a team leader. So, that gives us a lot of things to talk about today because I have spent almost 7 to 8 years of my career in the customer service domain with international BPOs and the corporates. So that will give us a lot of things to talk about. But I know you have been into insurance, you have been into BPOs. So tell me this, Poonam, how was the experience and what was the kind of a BPO? Like, was it international? Was it domestic? What was the BPO that you were a part of?
Yeah, I joined BPO. If you talk about my journey, so I think it's been uh, more than 9 years. I have
Mm-hmm.
not been doing anything. So earlier I used to work as a team leader. My journey was
Mm-hmm.
quite challenging because I came from a city like is Kanpur. And that time I shifted in Delhi and I joined
Mm-hmm.
BPO as an agent, as an associate.
Mm.
And it was an inbound process idea. So I started my journey as an agent and I worked a lot. I had to learn many things in terms of MTI issue. This was the first time I got to know that is there is a term is called MTI issue. Okay.
Right.
I used to say fatal. Then I got to know that it's not fatal, it's fatal. So these are the things which I learned in my initial days. And I struggled a lot because I have to go to my BPO at around 6 o'clock. I have to reach there. For that, I had to wake up around 4 o'clock to do my household chores, cook food. And I did 1 year of struggle. After 1 year of struggle, and on the basis of my performance, I promoted as a quality analyst. So I used to barge the call. 1 year I worked as a quality analyst, and after that, I promoted as a team leader. So I learned many things, and the basic hurdle of my journey was my communication. At that time, I was not that much keen to learn this language because somewhere I was managing with my tutti frutti broken makeshift English. I was managing. Yeah, but I have seen the discrimination between who can speak well and who can't, especially if you came
Mm.
from the Delhi, Kanpur, and Lucknow. So the way and the behavior of the your manager is quite different. So yeah, these
Mm.
were the challenges that time. But I have learned a lot because I used to
Mm.
handle the team of 20 men. It
Mm.
was quite challenging for a women like me. I was quite new. I got married 2 years back. And I came from Kanpur and I'm handling a team of 20 men, handling them. And other women used to abuse when they used to take the meeting. They used to abuse a lot. And I was not in the habit of that. But they used to abuse and they used to do such kind of things. It was a quite challenging for me to handle a team within your limit, because I can't be like them. I don't need to be abused that kind of way. But somewhere I
Correct.
feel proud. I manage my team very well. And I used to get the, positive feedback. That is was my achievement, I can say.
Of course, of course. Very beautiful. Like, I really like how you expressed yourself and how nicely you spoke about your journey, the challenges. And, it is very true that every time somebody appreciates you for your effort, I think that is the most fulfilling reward that you can get apart from the monetary factor, right?
Yeah. And I got PLI for
Uh-huh.
many times. There was a PLI system, so I got that. So that was the
Okay.
most satisfying thing when you get extra. Even it's not about 2,000 rupees. If you get even 100 rupees extra apart from your salary, so it means a lot.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course. Very nice, very beautifully stated. So I like the fact, first of all, Poonam, about you is that you have a smile on your face when you speak and you express yourself with a smile. That is very important. I keep telling most of my students that it is very important to be expressive when you are talking. If you don't have, any expressions on your face, if you have a flat face, you come across to be somebody who is very unapproachable, somebody who is very serious, or somebody whom people cannot reach out to very easily. But you are not one of them. You are somebody with a very, very nice and beautiful smile, and you express yourself very beautifully. So I really like that about you.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
other thing that I really liked about it is your clarity of thoughts when you speak. I like the way you start with, one part of your journey and then you beautifully sum up everything together. So it's not that you are, struggling with your thoughts. You are thinking, okay, what should I say next? What should I say after? You do not have that, issue. So you have your thoughts which are aligned very nicely. Now, talking about a few grammatical errors that you made while you were speaking, and you might want to pay attention to these. Multiple times you said, I started as a agent. Okay. So here we have a article issue. When we say agent, it is a vowel sound, right? So we will use an instead of a. I started off as an agent.
Yes.
Okay. Number two is I have to go to my BPO at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I got
So
it.
I had to wake up, right.
Ah,
So I had to reach, or I had to go to my office at 6 o'clock. Okay. So past
yeah.
tense.
One sentence I corrected it. I said then, and I got to know. Okay, I made mistake. Then I said it had. Yeah.
Correct. Good. And then twice you said this. I promoted as a QA. I promoted as a TL. Okay. So you don't say I promoted. You have to use the past tense of be, which is was. I was promoted as a QA. I was promoted as a TL.
Okay.
Okay. So was is important here. Now, these were the challenges that time. When you say these were the challenges that time, we are missing out the preposition here. These were the challenges at that time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got married 2 years back. You wanted to say at the time when you had started working at that BPO, you got married 2 years ago from then, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you say, I had got married 2 years ago and not back. So a lot of us make this error of saying 5 minutes back, 2 years back, uh, a month back. We should not say back. The right way or the right word to use is ago. Okay. So I had gotten married just 2 years ago, and it was quite difficult for me to manage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then the last one is I don't need to be abused. When you were talking about how other people were abusing their team members, but you said that I don't need to be abused. When you are using the be verb, right, then you will not say abuse. Then you will say abusive. I don't need to be abusive. Or if you don't want to use the be verb, then you can simply say, I don't need to abuse.
Yeah, I don't
Okay?
need to be abusive. Yeah, if we know that in the flow, na, we make such kind of mistake. That's why we
Correct.
require coaches like you. We sometimes we feel like that we are good at this thing, but we do such kind of minuscule thing, but somewhere they became very, large. If you keep on doing
Right.
such kind of thing.
Right, right. So that's why when you have somebody who is pointing these things out to you, then you have that, thought process that, okay, last time somebody already corrected me, this time I should not be making that mistake. So you have
Yeah.
that consciousness working, right? Very
Right.
rightly stated. Good job. All right. So, Poonam, it was very nice to know about your corporate journey, but now I would want to know, how has your journey as a mother been, and how were you able to balance your motherhood along with your career, your home? Because all of us, we women, are doing so many things together. We are all multitaskers, but it is always great to hear somebody's success story. So, why don't you tell me what was your journey like, and how did you multitask between all your roles?
Yeah, well, I say it was not that much challenging because when I got pregnant, so I just dropped my job. I left my job when I was 8 months pregnant. And since then, I have not been doing anything in the professional front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but initially, 6 months ago, I started my channel. So I'm working on that, but it's not required that much attention. Whenever I get my leisure time, I use that time in some, concrete way, in productive way. Yeah, journey, if I talk about the motherhood journey, uh, it's quite challenging. Every day I learn new things. Initially, it was not that easy. People say that initial days are quite challenging. But initial day when your child is not speaking anything, it is not that much challenging, but somewhere you can manage. The very day
Mm,
your child started speaking, expressing his or her thought, so it's become difficult to manage their feelings, their tantrums. So I manage that phase. But the phase which I am facing right now is bit challenging for me because my daughter is quite sensitive. Every
mm-hmm.
time she wants me to near her, and every day I learn something new from my parenting. Not why I have observed from last 6 months since I have started my YouTube channel. I have observed that when since I have started giving her space, a freedom to explore things by herself, she's getting more confident. So this is my
Mm,
outcome. If you are a homemaker, if you are not doing anything, it doesn't mean you should revolve around your child 24 into 7.
right.
So this is my outcome from the last 6 months since I have started my channel. And one thing I have observed, key, I am just trying to be friend with her. Sometimes I feel like I
Mm,
pretend to be that, like her friend. And yesterday, when it was
mm-hmm.
friendship day, when she didn't buy any
Mm-hmm.
band for me, I saw that like I really got hurt because you consider me as your friend, but you didn't buy any friendship band for me. So she did, Mama,
Yeah,
it was my mistake. So this kind of relationship I am trying to build with her, and it's really helping me a lot. And this way, I am thinking that somewhere when she go in beaches in her teenage, it will help
right.
me a lot to understand what kind of problems she is facing. She won't feel hesitant to share anything. And especially,
Right.
parenting is all not all about giving whole day. If you give 20 minutes, attentive 20 minutes to listen what your child want to say, it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 9 years, one thing I have learned, if you want to be a good parent, you should keep your ego aside. That is the
Very good
main
point.
point. You need to keep your ego aside, no matter if your child is showing tantrum, if she is behaving badly in front of their friend. It's happened most of the time. But you need to understand you are an educator. If you educator keep her ego in front, she or he won't be able to make other understand. So these
Right.
are the things. I have learned in my this journey, and I am trying to implement. I don't want to be a strict mother. I just want to be a mother who can teach something valuable. I don't want to her to be a very great educated person, a very well versed person. I just want to make her a happy person. That is more
Right.
important in today's scenario.
Correct. Yes, I 100% agree with everything that you said, Poonam. It is very important that parents start focusing because I have been teaching college kids in my career, and the kind of kids that I have seen in today's time, uh, it seems that parents are too concerned about their career, about their success, about their money, but then they forget to raise kids who are good human beings first, people who have good morals, because at the end of the day, even in your career, you need to be a good human being to be successful, to be, somebody with good morals to set the right precedent at your workplace as well. So it's a very, very noble thought that you have. And if somebody is a good human being, trust me, they can achieve success in whichever field they go into. But if you are not a good person, then it becomes very difficult. Even if you are very good with your talent, at one point it shows that you are not somebody who can be trusted, or you're not somebody who is a nice human being, and then your growth stops at one point, right? So,
Yes.
very good thought. I really like how you expressed yourself. And once again, I want to commend your clarity of thoughts. It is perfect. I mean, I am so happy to see someone. Um, um, that's why I always keep saying, see, communication is not always about the language, it is not always about framing correct sentences only. It is also about how you express yourself, how clear you are in your thoughts. And I would really like to appreciate the flawless thought process that you have, which is very beautiful. So if you just work on your grammar a little more, I feel you can be a great orator. And it will help you in your journey and your career as a mentor, because I see a mentor in you. You are already a mentor. So just work on your language, work on your grammar a little bit, and I am sure you are going to have a beautiful, beautiful career for yourself ahead of time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You whatever feedback you have given, it's really made my day, I can say. And as you told me now, the happy person, because I have observed whenever I get upset, whenever I get devastated, and I feel blue, that time my daughter told me, and she said, "Mama, it's okay if anything is
Right.
not going well, and it's
Mm,
okay. Don't be upset. It's there is always a brighter side." So that
correct.
time I feel like it's somewhere what I wanted to make her. She is getting those things. If your
Of
child is
course.
giving you confidence whenever I don't get views and subscribers, she's the only person who always motivates me. So these kind of
Wonderful.
things giving me a feedback that I am going the right track. Because if you are successful, but you don't know how to celebrate those success, if you are not
Correct.
able to celebrate, you are not able to become happy that if you are running behind, okay, now I am this, I'm going to achieve that. First,
Mm,
first enjoy that moment, then go for the next. And then you said that the grammatical mistake. So here I just want to pick your brain that if I am become habitual of doing certain kind of mistake, as you got to know,
mm-hmm,
I made many mistakes. How can I rectify them? I'm working
mm-hmm,
hard, like article, I know these are the mistakes which I make. I didn't pay that much attention, never ever in the articles, despite knowing that these are important. I keep on making mistakes. So, what strategy I can adopt to rectify those mistakes which I have been doing since so long?
mm-hmm.
It's getting a
Wonderful.
daunting task for me, which is
Mm,
stopping
very
me
good
to.
question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question, and that's a very, very valid question. I would say that most people should ask, and most people should focus on. Okay, now the question comes: how can you work on this, and how can you rectify these mistakes consciously? Number one, start writing, because when you write, okay, when you write, you are thinking and you're looking at what you are doing. That will give you the habit of framing sentences which are grammatically correct. Try writing on a Google Doc or a Word doc, which will auto-correct or show you where you are going wrong grammatically. And it will show you what is the correct way to say it. So that will consciously start staying in your mind. Now, when we talk about talking, it is not just talking with someone else, because when you are talking with somebody else, you know that you are, in a flow of thought and things can come out incorrectly. So the trick is to start speaking to yourself. One very good way to do that is have a conversation with yourself and record that. Then play that and see what are the grammatical mistakes you have made. You already know the rules. Once you see yourself, you will understand, okay, this is where I am going wrong. And then we are the best critics for ourselves. If you see that, okay, this is one mistake I'm constantly making, next time you are speaking, you will be conscious that I make that mistake. I'm not going to make it this time. Right? So, option to get a coach for yourself, somebody who is going to rectify your errors from time to time. And then you get into that habit of, okay, I know that this is the mistake that I'm making. I will stop doing that.
These are little, but I can say stupid grammatical mistakes which we know, but still, like singular and plural is very common, and the articles. These are the
Correct.
things we most of the time we do mistakes.
Prepositions as well. At
Yeah,
times,
prepositions. Yeah.
prepositions become very important for your sentences because these things they have the ability to change the meaning of your sentence. That's why it is very important to pay attention to what you are saying and if you are saying it the right way. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect, perfect. All right. So, Poonam, I really enjoyed having this conversation with you and meeting you. I would definitely love to meet your daughter once. And, some other day, definitely I'm going to meet your daughter. But before we, wrap up the session, do you have anything else that you would want to say or talk about?
Yeah, one question I had in my mind as you told me about all kind of grammatical mistake. This is the another thing. And when it's come to pronunciate anything, how there are two things that pronunciation and the accent are they
Mm-hmm.
correlated with each other?
Okay. Pronunciation and accent are two different things altogether. Okay. Now, pronunciation is how you are pronouncing the words, if you're pronouncing them correctly. Very nicely, you spoke about MTI at the beginning of the session, which is mother tongue influence, right? Now, Indians call it a mother tongue influence, but your American accent polished and this and that. But now, when it comes to customer service to foreign countries, people prefer a neutral accent, which is you should not sound as if you are from any geographical region specifically, right? So the aim should be attaining a neutral accent, but being able to pronounce words correctly, right? Now, for pronunciation, what you can do every time you have a doubt about a certain word, look for the pronunciation online and repeat that. Hear that and repeat that. Or find somebody, it can be anyone, a speaker that you like, play their video and do this process called shadowing, which is you like someone's way of talking, you like someone's pronunciation, play their video. Once they are done with one line, pause it and repeat it exactly how they said it. Okay? This way you will be able to gain clarity in your pronunciation.
I asked this question. There is reason because most of the people say
Mm-hmm.
that accent is required. But I have seen many Indians, like you are speaking. There are many Indians. They're speaking in a normal tone. There is no. You will not see any kind of impact of any particular
Right.
accent. So as you told me
Right.
that we can go with this, that it shouldn't be like we are belonging and you are trying to follow an particular accent. What we need to focus
Correct.
be in this way, but each and every word should be pronounced in the proper way. That is the thing.
Correct.
So how can we Google Translator is the right platform to check the pronunciation, or is there any tool where I can check the exact pronunciation of that? Even I speak.
Instead of going into Google Translate, first put in the word in Google, type it. You will see the pronunciation. Play that pronunciation. You will have a play icon. Play that pronunciation, listen to it, and repeat it. So that's how you can gain clarity. Don't do it on Google Translate, because initially, thank you so much for joining in. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.
Bye.